Hey, welcome back to the Debt Sucks podcast. I'm Ben Matthews, bankruptcy attorney, professional debt translator, and the guy who spent years watching smart, hardworking people beat themselves up for a money system that was never designed for them to win. Before we go anywhere, let me say this clearly. If you've been here since the beginning, or you've been riding with me for a while, thank you. This show has been around for over a year now, and if you're still listening, it tells me something important. You're not here for hype. You're not here for shortcuts. And you're definitely not here to be told to manifest your way out of debt. And that's why today matters. Because this episode is different. No hacks, no one weird trick, no fake guru energy. This is the line in the sand. Today is about who we are, what we believe, and how we measure winning around here. If you've been listening, you've probably already noticed this. This show was never about getting rich quick. It's not about flexing. And it's definitely not about pretending everything's fine while you're quietly stressed out. This is about building a life that actually feels better, calmer, more controlled, more honest. And after a year of conversations, stories, and real talk, it's time to stop circling the problem. It's time to get serious. So today I want to say this clearly, out loud, and with no qualifiers. This is what we're about, what we're done with. So let's stop dancing around it and just say it. We're done with a money culture that confuses stress with success. We're done taking advice from people whose entire financial plan fits into a 30-second reel and somehow ends with just hustle harder, just make more, just buy this thing, just think positive. We're done with hustle culture that worships burnout like it's a badge of honor. Flashy wealth designed for cameras, not real life. Living paycheck to paycheck while posting highlight reels and calling it freedom. Shame-based money advice that treats you like the problem instead of the system. We were sold the fantasy that if we just grind harder, earn more, buy the right course, follow the loudest influencer, peace would eventually show up. But most people listening already know the truth. More money doesn't fix the stress. More stuff doesn't fix the anxiety. More hustle doesn't fix the exhaustion. If anything, it just makes the chaos louder. And that's not a personal failure. That's a broken definition of wealth. One that looks great on social media and quietly wrecks people in real life. And around here, we're done buying it. What we believe instead, true wealth. This is what we believe at Debt Sucks. No disclaimers, no fluff, no negotiation. True wealth is quiet, not lazy, not boring, not playing small. Quiet because it doesn't need witnesses. Loud money needs attention. True wealth doesn't. True wealth looks like this. Sleeping through the night instead of doing mental math at 2:17 a.m. Opening your bank app without that oh no feeling in your chest. Fewer money fights because you're not both one bad bill away from losing it. Saying no without guilt, justification, or a TED Talk. Handling surprises without panic, blame, or chaos. That's not luck. That's control. And here's the part social media never tells you. True wealth builds better relationships. When money stops screaming for attention, conversations slow down. Trust sneaks back in. You stop snapping at people you love over stuff that was never really about money. Debt turns everything into an emergency. True wealth turns emergencies into inconveniences. That's the real flex. Not the car, not the vacation, not the highlight reel. Calm is the flex. Stability is the flex. Peace is the flex. That's true wealth, not because it's hidden, but because it doesn't need applause, likes, or strangers validating your choices. And once you feel that level of calm, once your money stops hijacking your relationships, your time, and your energy, you don't chase loud money again. Ever. Adulting is hard. Debt makes it harder, but with true wealth, it finally makes sense. The Debt Sucks shift, what true wealth is actually made of. This is where we stop talking in slogans and start telling the truth. At Debt Sucks, we don't measure winning by a single number on a screen. Because money alone doesn't tell the whole story. You can have a high income and zero peace. You can look successful and feel trapped. You can be doing fine and still completely exhausted. That's because true wealth isn't one thing. It's built across a few core areas of your life, and when even one of them is broken, everything feels heavier than it should. Around here, true wealth is built on 5 non-negotiables. Ignore one and the whole system wobbles. So let's break them down. Number 1, money control. I'm not panicking anymore wealth. This is one non-negotiable. Most people think wealth starts with being rich. They're wrong. True wealth starts with control. Money control isn't about flexing, grinding, or stacking zeros. It's about not breaking into a sweat every time life happens. It looks like knowing exactly where your money goes. No guessing, no hoping. Having a plan you trust instead of vibes and crossed fingers. Making decisions without fear grabbing the steering wheel. Around here, this means the brutally honest money breakdown, the rock pile, and the level up money plan. None of it is flashy. All of it works. Because when you control your money stops controlling you. And that's where true wealth actually begins. Number 2, energy control. I'm not exhausted all the time, wealth. Now this one gets ignored because it doesn't show up on a balance sheet. But don't get it twisted, it's non-negotiable. Debt doesn't just drain your bank account, it drains you. Constant stress, always reacting, financial chaos running in the background of your brain like a bad app you can't close. That's not just annoying, it's expensive. Energy control is when you're not mentally fried before noon. You're not dragging money stress into every conversation. You actually have the bandwidth to think, plan, and breathe. If your finances leave you exhausted, irritable, and checked out, they cost too much. I don't care what your income is. I don't care how good it looks on paper. If your money setup steals your energy, it's broken. True wealth means rebuilding your energy on purpose. Number 3, relationship stability. We're not fighting about money wealth. Let's stop lying to ourselves. Money fights aren't really about money. They're about pressure, fear of not being okay, mistrust over decisions, resentment built in silence. Money just happens to be the trigger. Relationship stability is when you and your partner are finally on the same page. Money stops being the third person in every argument. You're not hiding purchases, stress, or bad news. Conversations calm down because panic isn't driving them. True wealth doesn't magically fix relationships, but it creates the space for them to heal. When money chaos goes down, trust comes back. Communication gets honest. Small problems start turning into blow-ups. If your finances are poisoning your relationships, that's not a side issue. That's a deal breaker. True wealth protects the people you're building your life with, not just the numbers in your bank account. Number 4, time control. My life isn't just work and recovery wealth. Now this one hits people right in the gut. Time control isn't about quitting your job tomorrow or moving to a beach with Wi-Fi. It's about not selling every future hour to past money decisions. Time control looks like a calendar with margin instead of constant triage. Being present instead of mentally catching up. Making choices based on what matters, not what you're trying to escape. Debt is a time thief. It turns evenings into recovery, weekends into prep for Monday, someday into never. True wealth gives time back, slowly, intentionally, permanently. Because if your money owns your calendar, you don't own your life yet. And this is about taking it back. Number 5, quiet confidence. I don't need to explain myself, wealth. This is the final non-negotiable and the quietest one. Quiet confidence is what happens when you stop performing your life for an audience. It's when you stop comparing your real life to other people's highlight reels. You don't justify money choices to friends, family, or strangers. You trust your plan enough to ignore the noise. Quiet confidence looks like saying no without over-explaining, making decisions without second-guessing yourself, moving with intention instead of reacting to everyone else. This is where validation stops mattering. Comparison loses its grip, panic gets replaced with certainty. And when you get here, nobody needs to know. You don't need to announce it. You don't need to prove it. You just feel solid. And that is the kind of true wealth no one can take from you. None of this happens by accident. Invisible wealth isn't luck. It isn't timing, and it sure isn't disciplined theater on social media. True wealth is the result. The Debt Sucks plan is the process. It's how you build money control so panic stops running the show. Energy control so you're not exhausted all the time. Relationship stability so money stops poisoning the people you love. Time control so your calendar isn't owned by past decisions. Quiet confidence so you stop explaining your life to anyone. The order matters. Clarity before confidence, stability before strategy, calm before growth, rock pile before risk, control before expansion, one intentional move before the next. No hype, no shame, no noise. Just real progress built quietly, on purpose, and strong enough to last. Before I move on, I want to pause for a second. Because if you've been listening to this show for a while, there's a good chance you've already been living parts of this, even if you never put words to it. If you've slowed down instead of flexing, if you've chosen peace over pressure, if you've made quieter, smarter decisions while everyone else chased noise, you didn't wait for permission. You are already building true wealth. So this isn't about building something new. It's about owning what you've already started. And if this resonates even a little, I want you to say this with me, out loud, in your head, wherever you are. The Debt Sucks listener pledge. I'm done chasing loud money. I'm done confusing stress with success. I choose calm over chaos, control over comparison, progress over perfection. I will build invisible wealth in my money, my time, my energy, my relationships, and my confidence. Debt sucks, but I don't. And I'm taking my life back quietly on purpose. If you meant that, even imperfectly, you're not late, you're not behind, you're exactly where this starts, and you're already part of this. So what comes next? Over the next few weeks, we're not dabbling. We're going straight at the 5 non-negotiables that true wealth is built on. Money control so panic stops running your life. Energy control so you're not exhausted, just surviving. Relationship stability so money stops wrecking the people you care about. Time control so your calendar belongs to you again. Quiet confidence so you stop explaining yourself to anyone. We'll break down how to rebuild each one after debt, burnout, or chaos, and more importantly, how to protect them when life gets loud again. This isn't a rebrand. It's not a phase. It's not content for clicks. It's a declaration. This is how we do money now. Hey, let's get real for a sec. The Debt Sucks plan, it's awesome. It works. But not everyone has the time or the patience to chip away at their financial Mount Everest. Maybe you're drowning right now, like creditors calling your grandma, paycheck gone before it lands, sleepless nights count of drowning. Sound familiar? Listen, you don't have to white knuckle your way through this alone. Instead of spending years battling debt $1 at a time, I've got you. Bankruptcy isn't a failure, it's a fresh start. And sometimes hitting reset is the smartest thing you can do. At my law firm here in South Carolina, we take the time to listen to your story and help you figure out if bankruptcy is the right choice for you. No pressure, no judgment, just straight answers and real solutions. And if you don't live in South Carolina, don't worry. I can connect you with a trusted attorney in your state. Wherever you are, help is closer than you think. So if you're ready to stop the stress and start fresh, visit debtsucks.info to share a little about your situation or call my office for a free consultation. Let's find your path forward together, because sometimes you don't need a plan, you need a damn lifeline. Let me be that lifeline. If this episode hit home, don't let it stop here. Head to debtsucks.info and download the listener pledge. Put it somewhere you'll see it. This is how we start turning intention into action. Then make sure you're subscribed to the Debt Sucks podcast so you don't miss what's coming next. Follow the show, like the episode, and if you've been listening for a while, leave a review. That's how this movement reaches people who need it. Share this with someone who's tired of being tired and ready for something better. And tune in next week, because this isn't just a conversation anymore. Something is starting. So remember, adulting is hard, debt makes it harder, but building true wealth, that's how you win.